Hey guys, welcome to episode 33, 32, whatever it is of Coffee Talk with Hazel. This is my coffee. That's my cool mug that I still use. I think I'm Hazel. Sometimes I don't know. Just kidding. I know, I try too hard to be funny. As always, I want to start by saying thank you to everybody for the constant support and encouragement. It really does mean a lot to me. Especially because I just checked my website and I haven't checked it in like a week or two, and it's still at over 100 views, so that really means a lot to me. Whether or not people are actually enjoying anything that I do, I don't know, because like nobody tells me except for like one person. I did have I think I already talked. Anyways, so thank you everybody for the support and the love and the encouragement. Aside from my kids, you guys are what keep me going and keep me doing this. However, for the time being, I am quitting the stream life because I can't figure it out and I don't really have the time to figure it all out, and honestly I have nothing to stream anyway. So maybe maybe I'll just do like live streaming on YouTube or something. I don't know yet. You know, we could have like a hangout or something. Anyways, so thank you. And I don't know if they watch these, but whoever bought my book this month, thank you. I don't know who it is. It only shows me how many copies it sold, and so far this month there's been 3 now. So I hope you guys like it. I know it's kind of all over the place and jumbled and unorganized. A lot of it is from my website. So, you know, I just added some stuff and all that. Fitting in, self-esteem, self-conscious, all things that I would like to try to touch base on today. I'm kind of low on time. I know as one person I can't do everything on my own, let alone in one day, but there's a bunch of shit that I have to fucking do on my own in one day. So I wasn't sure if I was even going to post a video today. I know I didn't do one yesterday, but somebody told me that they needed these videos, so considering they've been the biggest supporter, I figured it was the least I could do for them. So here you go. So we all try to fit in, or we have all tried to fit in at least one time in our lives. I know that all of my life so far I've tried to fit in, at least up until this past year, when I make up new words, you just never know. Anyways, so I've tried to fit in up until this last year, when I finally just stopped caring, because I realized that me as a person, I can't just fit in one place. Like, I'm all over the place. I'm not just one thing. I can't ever just do just one thing. Like, that's not who I am. And anybody who's ever been to my kids' birthday parties knows I don't just do one theme, like, ever, except for last year, but due to different circumstances. But this year, as much as it sucked so far, the rest of this year is going to be my year. I'm going to make it my year. So, anyways, so I stopped caring about fitting in, because the way I see it, people are either going to like you or they're going to hate you. Either way, they're still going to talk shit about you. They're still going to talk about you. Whether it's good or bad, they're still going to talk about you. So, you know, trying to kiss a bunch of ass just to fit in so you can feel like you belong somewhere, bruh, grow up. Like, seriously, it's not that serious, you know? And, I mean, there's one place that I fit in the best, that I know if I'm absent or late or whatever, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Where the hell's Hazel at? And I'm gonna get bugged. And I'm not complaining, because honestly, I like that. I'd be lying if I didn't. And it's not a matter of getting or having attention. It's a matter of people actually caring, because they know something's up, because you're not there on time, or you're not there at all. You know? And that, to me, really means a lot to me. I've had people tell me, oh yeah, you know, it's like that here. No, it's not. No, it's not. It just, I've never really been one to, like, get invited places. And if I did, it was for pity. And when you're younger, you know, like 3rd, 4th grade, and you get a pity invite, you don't see it as a pity invite until later on that night, when you're the first one to fall asleep because you haven't slept all week because of shit going on at home and nobody believing you. And the other girls decide to cut off your hair and draw on your face. That's when you realize it was a pity invite, or whatever. So yeah. So self-esteem. I don't have much of it. I honestly don't think I have any of it. I know that I'm a good mom. I know I have slip-ups. What parent doesn't? More importantly, what single parent doesn't? I may not be able to do a lot for my kids right now, financially, but I'm a good mother in the sense that even though we're struggling and even though there's a lot I can't do, like get a job, because I have to take care of them, because I don't have anybody else to watch them, that in itself says a lot. Because I know a lot of mothers who gave their children up so they could go live the life they wanted. You know, That's not me. I went months without my kids, and it destroyed me. You know, yeah, I had more energy. Yeah, I was able to stay up all night. Yeah, I was able to get a job and work and not have to worry about shit. But you know what? Every night, whether I slept or not, I cried. And my heart ached. My heart ached to have my kids. And maybe a lot of it had to do with the fact that I didn't even know how they were doing. I didn't get to talk to them. I didn't get to do anything because my ex is a fucking asshole. And instead of just telling me that he dropped them off with his sister, or not even his real sister, just a girl that's been around for a while, he decided to just, him and his girlfriend, be a bunch of fucking assholes and not tell me anything and call me a bad mom and shit. So, you know what? Joke's on you. So anyway. So, self-esteem. I know I'm a good mom. Sometimes I do feel like a bad mom. Like when my son bashed his head open. Like, he did not need to be so dramatic because he had to stand in the corner. But, you know, there's not really a whole lot I can say much more about that. Not him bashing his head, just the situation that I am currently in. So, with that being said, when I was younger, all the way up until I was about, I want to say 7 or 8, you know, I was skinny. I didn't eat a whole lot, you know. It's not that I didn't like food, we didn't really have a whole lot growing up. And, but there was an event, there was a situation that was going on, and went on for 10 years. And, because of that, because I tried to turn to people and tell people and talk to people about what was going on, and nobody believed me, or they made fun of me, or got my ass whooped, or whatever the case may be, food became my comfort. So, because I would be with my grandma a lot, I began to eat a lot. And by the time I was like 8, I was fat for an 8-year-old. And ever since then, it's just been really hard for me to lose weight. Until that was so that was until like my sophomore year of high school. I decided that, you know, I would start exercising more and eating better and all that good stuff. And then, you know, it was kind of working, but not really. And then, and this? And then, when I got to junior year, my mom calls it a rebel stage, which I've always been a rebel anyway, but a good rebel. I still followed the rules and still did everything I was supposed to, much like I still do. I know that's not like rebel status, but, you know, I wasn't a goody two-shoes, but I wasn't like a badass either. I mean, I was a badass, but whatever. So junior year, I decided, you know, nothing else was working, so I decided to start starving myself. And that worked for a while until I ended up passing out and had to be rushed to the hospital. And because of all the other shit that I pulled, as my mom says, in my teenage years. Yeah, so I just decided to work harder on exercising and eating better. And then by the time I graduated high school, I was happier with the way that I looked. Granted, my boobs weren't that big like they are now. But I was okay with like the way that I looked. A month after I graduated, I met my ex. 6 months later, got pregnant, and up until last year, it's been even more harder for me to lose weight. So, yeah, and then last year, I had to, I don't know if you can see it, but that scar right there, I got the Plexon, or the birth control rod that goes into your arm. That's what I got after I had my daughter. And the year before last, in October of 2015, it broke inside of my arm. And because of the medication that was in it, I broke out really bad. As you can see, and I'm sure you guys have seen this one before too, right there, because you know I'm a freak of nature and I'm pretty much allergic to everything under the sun, on top of being lactose intolerant and asthma and all around fucked up. So as you can see, I broke out really bad from the medication. And of course, because I broke out that bad, I was accused of being on drugs. Yep. Whatever. So, last April, I finally went to my woman doctor, because at that point, I realized that my ex wasn't coming back, and, you know, now I'm okay with it. I should have been okay with it last year, I know. So I went and saw my woman doctor, and I told her that I wanted my tubes tied. And, she said that she wasn't comfortable doing that because I was still so young. And, you know, that I might meet somebody who I might want to have another baby with. And I laughed at her, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure. Nobody's gonna want me now. Look at me. I got all these scars. I've got many, many imperfections. And, who the hell would want me? And then she told me that she never liked my ex to begin with, because she saw what an asshole he was when I went into labor with my son, and when we had to have the C-section for my daughter, because he slept basically through both of them, except for with my son. He was high as fuck, but whatever. So, it took her 5 hours to dig out all of the birth control rod. And as it turned out, it was actually wrapped around one of my veins. So, a month later, after it was out, I dropped like 65 pounds. And because I dropped so much weight so quickly, once again, I was accused of being on drugs. I will not lie. At that time, I almost wanted to do drugs just so everybody would shut the fuck up. I didn't, but... You know, the point I'm trying to get at, other than the fact that I'm overweight, and there's some days where I just don't want to eat. Not because I think I'm fat or anything, I don't have an appetite. And then there's other days where I just can't seem to satisfy that appetite. And it's a constant struggle. And I know a lot of, even guys I know, deal with that as well. And sometimes a lot of it has to do with depression, loneliness, you know, shit like that. And you know, I'm really tired of everybody thinking that depression and loneliness is like a joke, or that it's just to get attention. Like, if I wanted attention, I know how to get attention. I could go out and get whatever kind of fucking attention I wanted. Like, why would I act depressed or force myself to cry because I'm lonely? Like, that makes no sense at all. But whatever. Haters gonna hate. People are gonna bitch and whine and complain because nothing you ever do is ever fucking good enough for anybody. And then the one person who tells you over and over and over that everything you do is good enough for them, you just want to like slap them in the face and be like, you know, there's no way that what I do is good enough for you. It's never been good enough for anybody else. And that's where the biggest self-esteem problem comes in. Is knowing or feeling that you're just never going to be enough no matter what you do. No matter what you look like. No matter how you talk. It's just not going to matter. And then that's when you have to realize that it's not always going to matter. For me, I want to be the type of person that my kids are proud of. I want to be I want them to be proud of me, of what I do. Like, my son's teacher, back in February, I picked my son up, and she said, I want to talk to you for a minute. And I was like, oh God, what did he do now? And she said that all my son did was talk about how I wrote a book and how he was super excited and how he was proud. And when she was telling me this, I couldn't help but cry happy tears because he's only 7. And considering the shit he's been through and the shit he's had to see, for him to talk like that, it was in that moment that I realized I don't care if I'm not good enough for anybody else. As long as I'm good enough for my kids, that's all that matters. Because in the end, all I have are my kids. No matter what else happens, no matter who else is around, in the end, my kids are all I have. They're the ones who have been by my side and have had to see and go through exactly what I've had to over the years. That's not to say that I don't appreciate the people who are by my side now, or the people that are going to be by my side in the future. But my kids are everything. And although I know that there are some people who want me to give them up for stupid reasons, I'm not going to. We will go live on the street before I give up my kids, because I'm not giving up my kids. Ever. I don't care who you are. I'm not doing it. So with that being said, before my phone shuts off this video, thank you everybody for checking this out as well. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. And, you know, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment if you want. It's not a requirement, but it is very much appreciated. And
bye.
we'll see you guys later.